Ever wondered why post-exploitation enumeration is crucial in pen testing? It's not just a routine step, but a cornerstone of the whole process that helps in digging out the valuable nuggets of information from systems that have been compromised. Imagine you're a detective investigating a crime scene. Post-exploitation enumeration is akin to piecing together the clues to understand the bigger picture. This process is not just about identifying vulnerabilities, it's about understanding what these vulnerabilities mean in the grand scheme of things. How much access does it give a hacker? How much control might they wield over the system? It's about comprehending the depth of the rabbit hole, so to speak. So, when we talk about pen testing, we're not just talking about finding a way in, we're talking about understanding what a hacker can do once they're in. So, remember, post-exploitation enumeration isn't just a step in the process, it's a crucial element in the world of pen testing. Now that we know the importance of post-exploitation enumeration, how is it performed? Let's begin our exploration of the process, starting with the initial stages. The first order of business, as you might expect, is gaining access to the system. This is usually achieved through an exploit, a specific piece of code that takes advantage of a vulnerability in the system. The exploit could target a software flaw, a misconfigured setting, or even a weak password. It's the sharp and precise needle that punctures through the protective layers of the system. Once inside, the next goal is to maintain persistence. In other words, we want to ensure that our access to the system isn't just a one-time thing. This is where the principle of stealth comes into play. We need to blend in, to become a part of the system's routine operations. We are not merely visitors, we become residents, unobtrusive and unseen. To maintain persistence, we might use methods such as installing a backdoor, which is essentially a hidden access point that we can use to re-enter the system. Alternatively, we could also manipulate the system's processes to launch our malicious code every time the system boots up. This way, even if the system is restarted, our access remains intact. The stealth aspect is crucial here, as we need to avoid drawing attention to our activities. The last thing we want is to trigger a security alert or to appear on a system log. To achieve this, we carefully manage our footprint, altering as little as possible and cleaning up any traces of our activities. We are like a ghost, present but unnoticed, making our moves in the shadows. These initial stages of post-exploitation enumeration set the foundation for everything that follows. They are the groundwork, the preparation for the real work of exploring the system, understanding its structure, and identifying its vulnerabilities. This sets the stage for the next crucial steps of the process. With the initial stages out of the way, what comes next in post-exploitation enumeration? Well, we're diving into the middle stages of this process, where things get particularly engaging. Here, we start focusing on privilege escalation and system scanning. These steps are crucial in not only gaining more control over the system, but also in gathering further information. Let's start with privilege escalation. Often, once you've exploited a system, you're initially logged in as a low-level user. But to get the juicy information or to carry out significant actions, you need higher-level access. This is where privilege escalation comes in. It involves techniques to elevate the permissions of your current user, allowing you to access sensitive data or perform actions that were previously restricted. There are two main types of privilege escalation: vertical and horizontal. Vertical escalation, also known as privilege elevation, is about gaining higher-level privileges. Think of it as moving from a standard user to an administrator. On the other hand, horizontal escalation involves gaining the same level of access, but to a different user account. Imagine having access to another standard user's account that has the specific information or access you need. After privilege escalation, we move on to system scanning. This is where we dig deeper into the system to reveal more about its structure and operations. It involves identifying running services, open ports, installed applications, and even detecting vulnerabilities. The goal here is to get a comprehensive understanding of the system, which can aid in planning further attacks or in understanding how to fortify it against potential threats. System scanning can be performed using various tools, each offering unique capabilities. Some tools are designed for specific tasks, like port scanning, while others provide a more general overview of the system. The choice of tool depends largely on the specific objectives of the enumeration process. So to sum it up, the middle stages of post-exploitation enumeration involve privilege escalation and system scanning. These steps are vital in gaining a deeper understanding of the system and acquiring more control. It's through these procedures that a pentester can truly get to grips with the inner workings of the system. These steps allow a pentester to get a comprehensive understanding of the system. We've gained access, maintained persistence, escalated privileges, and scanned the system. What's left in the process? Well, we're now at the final stages of post-exploitation enumeration, which are data extraction and covering tracks. These steps are crucial in making the most out of the information we've gathered and ensuring we leave no trace behind. Data extraction is the process of gathering useful data from the compromised system. This can include anything from user credentials and confidential files to network configurations and installed software details. It's all about collecting information that could be useful for further attacks or understanding the system better. Covering tracks, on the other hand, involves erasing any evidence of our activities on the system. This might include clearing logs, deleting files, or even reconfiguring settings to their original state. By doing this, we make it more difficult for system administrators to detect our presence and actions. This completes the process of post-exploitation enumeration, a critical phase in pentesting. As we wrap up, let's revisit the main points of post-exploitation enumeration. We started with understanding its importance in pentesting. It's what separates a successful penetration tester from an unsuccessful one. It's about taking that initial foothold and maximizing the value from it, exploiting the system to its fullest. We walked through the process step by step. First, we gained access, the critical first move. Then, we established persistence to maintain that access over time. Next, we moved laterally, exploring the network, seeking out and seizing further opportunities. We escalated our privileges, gaining deeper control over the system. And finally, we covered our tracks, ensuring our activities remain undetected. Each of these steps, from gaining access to covering tracks, has its unique significance, its role to play. They're like pieces of a puzzle, each crucial to the final picture. Remember, each step in post-exploitation enumeration plays a vital role in successful pentesting.